Are we finally getting closer to a cure for cancer? A shift toward more personalized treatments for patients is showing promising new results in the treatment of cancer.
Yeah, big story this morning, but is it too soon to get excited? Let's bring in Dr. Sreedhar Potarazu, who's the chairman and CEO of Vital Spring Technologies. Good to see you. Once again,
Thanks
Doctor, should we be, and we read, for example, I think Dagan and I probably got up and saw the front cover of the Wall Street Journal this morning, big story about this, and we say, boy, this is great news, or should we say, hey, let's relax here for a minute?
I think it's great news that we're making progress on the research front for something we've thought about for the last 10 or plus years, that the genetic approach to taking care of cancers has promise. And I think we've made a lot of headway with the announcements at the oncology meeting over the last couple of days, especially around malignant melanomas, around lung cancers, and around breast cancer. There's certainly no cure in sight in terms of cancer being eradicated, but I think there's some promise that for those at certain stages of cancer, that they're improving their survival rates in these new types of treatment that are available by genetically targeting certain mutations that these tumors have.
From headway, Dr. P, to headwinds, and what are the biggest hurdles in really implementing these treatments broadly in this country? Is it the diagnostic testing necessary? Is it the cost more than anything?
Yeah, I think those are great points. I think it's both of them. First of all, on the diagnostic testing for where the drugs are right now, a lot of these companies not only have to get these drugs beyond the phase 1 approvals or phase 1 trials, they've also simultaneously got to get the diagnostic tests approved, which is a separate part of the FDA. So there's a real challenge and race against the clock to get those approved. Cost is a big issue. Some of these drugs that are available, or similar drugs, cost tens of thousands of dollars. So even if we make progress towards getting something that is able to go after these genetic mutations, the biggest concern is this really only going to be for the rich people to be able to afford? Are insurance companies going to be able to pay for it? I think the jury's still out. It's certainly not going to be cheap, but I think there is some promise, especially for those in those 3 tumor areas that we discussed. The other area that's going to be of relevance here is that it's not so straightforward. We ran into this issue with antibiotics over the last couple of decades, that even though you go after these mutations, there are things called biomarkers where the tumors themselves can adapt and start to develop resistance of sorts, where you may need multiple drugs and not just one drug, so it can get expensive.
That's the one thing I took away from reading the journal story about how the treatment now, you talk about these genetic mutations, it's much more personalized, whereas the potential to be much more personalized to the individual than it ever has before. But they made the point, and I guess maybe you're making it too, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have a cure tomorrow just because they're having more personalized treatments.
Correct. And I think that's an important point. In these folks, these are people with advanced cancer where they're able to sort of increase their longevity. But we're not at the point of actually stopping the tumor cells from actually proliferating. And, there's a lot of debate there has been in terms of whether we should be going the stem cell route. And there's going to be some controversy, especially when you're looking at the #1 tumor that was responsive, which is malignant melanoma. There's a high correlation in that particular form of cancer with people with sun exposure. So are people that are going to sit out on the beach the entire summer and ignore the risks of tanning and make themselves more prone to melanoma still going to be the ones who are going to get this kind of medication in the future? Who knows?
Right.
Dr. P, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Potarazu.